Well folks, reality is kicked in, and I'm gonna part the curtain a little and let you know that me being sick and my summer job starting earlier than I was told is going to push back a bit on AniMay17. But I'm not gonna let it diminish my enthusiasm for this project, so we'll keep this train alive as long as we can. It's AniMay17, your regular dose of anime through the month of May. And speaking of trains, let's take a ride on the 2007 action mystery show Baccano. Stories, much like humans themselves, aren't always concerned with chronology. We are all connected and intertwined through our actions, and every story has a distinct perspective from each person involved. Are we even the main character in our own lives? Or is our story predetermined by the actions of someone else? If we think about it, the truth changes. This kaleidoscope approach is how Baccano's tale of intrigue and misfortune is told. Baccano is a crime drama taking place in 1930s America. The huge cast of colorful characters include a pair of happy-go-lucky robbers, immortal gangsters, and rival mob families, all of whom have something to hide and are generally terrible people. Over the course of 3 years, events transpire to link a grand narrative of bloodshed amongst all the players. The episodes careen all over the timeline and repeat scenes from the perspectives of different characters. Most scenes take place completely separate from the one prior. This gives the sensation of piecing together a puzzle, each time revealing enough new information about the big picture to entice you to find the next piece. Definitely a show that rewards you for completing it, perhaps even more so if you watch it all a second time, but there was enough action and mystique to hold my attention when I wasn't completely aware of the significance. This style of storytelling certainly has its merits and kept me guessing all the way until the very last moments, but I can't shake the feeling that some of my enjoyment was lost in desperately trying to piece things together instead of just enjoying how things unfolded. Now, I don't think the story would be any stronger if it were presented in strictly chronological order, but it bears mention that a single viewing may not suffice in fully enjoying everything Baccano has to offer. Now, the characters really are a high point of the series, and the ways their stories intertwine is as fun to unravel as it is to watch play out. Most characters are written in a very dry, witty manner, and the over-the-top performances really sell it, from Isaac and Maria's lovable hyperactivity to Lad Russo's fully unhinged lust for killing. It's a shame then, however, that overall none of the cast really left a lasting impact on me, since there were so many characters with long, confusing names. Thank goodness for that opening, otherwise I'd never keep any of these names straight. The plot also asks you to take some pleasure in the brutal murder of others, usually other bad guys, but certain scenes left me feeling a little disturbed and some characters are harder to root for than others. It's all about the lesser of many evils, and I could see a lot of folks feeling uncomfortable watching this series. That said, I think the cast is really well fleshed out and interesting with very few weak links. The setting is incredibly fresh, and the costuming and time periods are so stylish and exciting. It should also be known that I'm absolutely obsessed with stories that take place on trains, not that I particularly like trains in real life, just the romanticized idea of it. The luxury, the cozy train cars, the sense of speed and adventure, and the close quarters suspense and paranoia. Sure enough, the central heist has every villainous party aboard the same ritzy express, the Flying Pussyfoot, and shit goes down. That being said, Baccano does not shy away from scenes of gruesome violence, demented torture and experimentation, gangsters riddled with bullets, and lots of regenerating body parts. It paints a very grim underground hierarchy of mafia turf wars and heightens the stakes of the action. The story even has hints of the supernatural to spice things up, but stays well in line with classic mafia films, which is great. Overall, a very strong presentation that really sticks its hooks into you, but it expects you to desire to know what happens next, even without fully knowing what's going on. The action is tense and satisfying, with great animation and sound design. Bearing in mind some disturbing imagery and questionable character morals, Baccano is easy to recommend to anyone interested in the setting or looking for a rowdy good time. And that's all for today. Tune in next time for the next installment of AniMay17.